Hey guys, Admiral Infinity here today with the how-to video, and today I'm just going to be showing, how to use World of Tanks. Like, if you're new to the game, you're wondering what's everything is and stuff like that, this is what this video is going to be. This is for you. So first off, let's just explain the menu. So, you can go in, and there's all this stuff. First thing, news, and this is stuff World of Tanks or Blitz or Wargaming will send us, like announcements, like the 1.8 updates coming out. And then you can go over here and click on notifications. Notifications, if you click here, it will tell you all kinds of things. It could tell you your last game, where you can click on it and look at your last game's stats, or it will if you buy a tank or buy gold, it will go into your notifications and tell you purchased this amount. Platoon. Some people don't know how to use platooning, so this is how it works. What you do, you can go in the general channel, or if you're in a game, you find someone you want to platoon with. You enter their username, ABC, and then you click add to your friends. Once you do that, or you don't have to do that, but I recommend doing that, when you add someone to your friends, then you will be able to see them in the future with your, like I see them now. These people are my friends, so I'm able to see them and just click on their name, send them a platoon invite. Or you could do it the hard way and just type in someone's name and click create platoon. There's also a couple other things you can do in the platoon thing. You can go to a random friend's profile. Let's do this guy. Click on them, and you can remove them, which will remove them from your friends. You can block them, which means you will never, ever see their messages again unless you unblock them. And then you click on profile. And once you click on profile, you could see all their stats, as if you were looking into your own service record. And you could see all the awards they've gotten, all the battles they've done, as it says here, all the average damage. You can just check out their stats. Or you can look at their vehicles and look at their vehicle stats and the awards they've gotten in this vehicle. So, if you're wondering how to unblock someone, this is what you do. Let's see. I'll just type in a random guy, ABC. So, let's say I block this guy. Okay, now what do? I blocked him. Now he's not my friends, I can't add him friends, I can't do anything with him. What you do, you type in his name again, and then you click unblock. Simple as that. Next is your profile. And what your profile is, this tells you, hey, you're signed in with a Wargaming account, and your profile is complete. If it's not complete, it will say 0% complete or 50% complete, which means you need to connect to Game Center to get 50% complete, I believe, and then you need to sign up for a Wargaming account, which is, I'm pretty sure it's free. You just go to the wargaming.net website, and you just get a Wargaming account. Then next, you click on this, and this leads you into the tutorial you appear in your first game. Service record shows you all your stats. You just look here, all your battles, all your victories, your hit ratio, your personal rating, your awards, your vehicles in garage. This is the difference. If you're looking at your service record, it will only show vehicles in your garage. If you look at someone else's service record, you see this. You see all their tanks that they've ever had. You can look at statistics and awards. There's a lot of things you can do. And this button, the support button, what it does is it goes to the website, the Wargaming website, where then you can submit a ticket in case you have a problem. Like, say, hey, I bought gold, but it didn't appear, or stuff like that. It allows you to connect with Facebook, like so, where you can sign in with your Facebook account and go from there, share things with people and such. And this just leads to the forum. The disconnect from server is pretty obvious what it does. It disconnects you from the current server you're in. Next, you can go into settings. And settings, there's a couple things you can do. You can change your position, which means consumables position, which means where your consumables are, the left or the right. The layout, which shows if you're a right-handed person, you do a right-handed layout. If you're left-handed, you do left-handed. Static and split, I believe that is when, with static, your joystick is set on the screen, but with a split, wherever you tap, your joystick will appear. This is just camera sensitivity, joystick sensitivity. And then this is turning on auto aim. There's a couple things you do. You can have auto aim on, so whenever there's a person, you're targeting, you're following them. There's arcade, which means anytime you're targeting someone and you go in the sniper mode, you will stop auto aiming them. That's pretty helpful. If you're a tank destroyer and someone's coming around you, you don't want to take time to snipe, you're going to just shoot. But if you're sniping and there's multiple enemies and one of them are running and you're auto-aimed on them, that's kind of annoying. So this will help if you're a big tank destroyer user. This is what a lot of people use with button. This makes it so if you want auto-aim, you just click a button and you have auto-aim. And this just turns it off. Simple as that. And this allows notifications or not. And I'm not going to do that, so this makes it so you have a second fire button, just in case, I don't know, your thumb's far away from the first one. Who knows? This is the lookout screen area. So what will happen if you turn this on, you'll have a little thing when you're in battle appear right there where you can then click the scroll. This just turns on and off the mini-map. And then these are the controls that you can customize as you want. I could just put the fire button right there, because why not? Put this right here. And put this, up there. Put this right here too, Just mess around with this. You can do whatever you want with them. And if you just want them to, go wherever, if you want them to go back to normal, just turn it back to default. Next, you can change your icon sizes. So what you do, you just click on the icon, you can go change its size in case you want it to be bigger so you don't miss or something, And next is marker. And this allows you to customize how you see people when you're first driving out in your tank. This is what I do. I make it so when I'm looking at someone, this is all I see. When I'm looking at an enemy, this is all I see. When I'm looking at someone destroyed, this is all I see. So you can turn off their player name, turn it on. Turn on their hit points, turn it off. Same with an enemy and same with the destroyed player. But always when you click on the side of the screen to look at your friends and stuff, which I'll demonstrate, you can, it will turn on the names, which I will be demonstrating after a couple more things. So next is, if you're new to the world of tanks and you've always wondered, hey, what are the exact stats of my tank? Why am I always looking at this? Protection, firepower, 49%. What does that even mean? Well, if you're ever wondering, you're just like, I wonder what all this stuff means. Just swipe over and it will show your stats exactly. Protection, 1350 hit points. Hull armor, 101. Maneuverability, your speed. Fire, your shell damage. Or you could click on this, info, which shows everything for you on one big screen. And then you just click home and it disappears. Oh yeah, my filter's on. And another thing you can do is the filter. And this allows you, say, like, you use a you don't like the look of a tank in your garage. You're not using it, but you don't want to sell it because you'll lose money if you do that. So what you do is you find the unwanted tank and then you figure out what it is. If you don't want this tier 2 light, like I don't want my T2 light showing because it's downing my service record because every time I use it, but it's so fun to use. So I just make it so I never see it and I'll never worry about it. You can do it by tier. Make it so you only show tier 1s. You can make it so you only show tier 10s. You can make it so you only show tanks with 2 times XP on them. You can make it so you can only see your primary tanks. You can make it so you see light, medium only, heavy only, tank destroyer only. You can do anything with it. Nation, anything you want. And it's just a really helpful option. And if you're wondering how to make a tank primary, there are 2 options. You click on tank and you double tap it. and it becomes your primary tank, which means it's in front of everyone else. What happens if there's two tanks that are primary? Then the one that was showed first when they weren't primary will be first. See, the IS is before the KV5, and when they're both primary, the IS is before the KV5. There's another way to do it. That's where you click on the info button, you just click primary, and you unclick it when you want it off. Simple as that. Now, a couple other things you can do is look at the tech tree, and what this button does, it allows you to look at all the tanks of a certain tech tree. If you already know this stuff, you don't need to watch this video, but this is to help people, who are new to the game. So, what you do, you just click on wanted tree, and then you can click on any tank if you want to look at stats. Let's say I want to look at this thing's stats. I sideswipe, and look, I can see its stats. I can see how much it cost. And if you click research, I can see what it looks like in a 3D view. You can also look at this, which allows you to show you the benefits of a premium tank. And right here it says, when you have a premium tank, you never need research on them. You get more credits each battle, and it's already 100% crew XP maxed out. And so that's how that works. And let's go on to the next thing. Sorry, give me a second. Okay, I'm back, sorry. Had to go check on something real quick. And so the other things you can do. Well, first off, if you're ever wondering something like, say, hey, how do I know how much crew XP I have or how much percent is on my crew? Just look right here. 54% crew XP on this thing. You can click on it and it will allow you to insta-train it, or you can click on skills and pick the skill you're currently trying to learn. So, hey, on my heavy, I want to learn robustness, but like, hey, I didn't feel like doing that now. So, you click on train skill, and you can change skill to what you want. Simple as that. And another thing you can do is you click this button, and it allows you to check your research. Look at tanks and how they increase. I never rely on this, because you know what? This gun says less shot effectiveness, but you know what? Increases damage. So it's like, don't rely on this, because unless you really are memorize percentages, it's not going to help you. Now let's look at consumables and equipment. When you click on consumables, it allows you to pick consumables that are used once per game. When I use adrenaline in the game, it uses it once. When I use this, it uses it once, but this one has a cooldown. After a minute, you can use it again, and it will charge you twice. It doesn't charge you just once, because that would be, a little cheap. The next thing you can do is click on ammunition, which allows you to change your type of ammo. And APCR rounds, what they are, there's also heat. They're really expensive rounds that you can buy with gold or with silver. And that's why people call them gold ammo, even though you can buy them with silver. And they're really good because they usually have increased penetration or increased damage. I don't use them because, it's a lot of credits. And if you don't have a premium account or a premium tank, you shouldn't be wasting your credits on APCR ammo. Just saying. Next thing you can do is click on equipment, which are items that increase your tank's stats. So if I have this one, it's forever on there. It can never be taken off unless I sell it. And it's not a consumable. It's a passive thing. Like, you always have it. And so it'll do random things like 10% aiming speed, minus 10% loading time, and 5% to all crew skills. And what 5% to crew skills, what this does, like the cola, what does it do? 5% cruise skills, what it does is increases everything a little bit. Not much, but a little bit. Faster reload, faster speed, better driver, less chance of gunner dying, just all kinds of things. Just like that. And what this button does, it allows you to go into the wargaming.net's shop. In our World of Tanks Blitz, you buy this with either, if you have your credit card information on your iTunes, or just iTunes money. And you just click it, click purchase, and do whatever you want there. And what you can do with these things, bundles, you can buy premium tanks for a cheaper cost. Like when they have an IS-6 bundle, it's usually $20, $25. But if you just went up here and tried to buy the IS-6 with gold, it's usually a little more expensive. Because to buy that much gold, it's about $30. About. Don't, quote me on this. But it's about $30 to $25. So bundles usually give you a discount almost, as I like to call it, instead of buying the gold then buying the tank. What you can also do with gold besides buy premium tanks is buy days of premium. And what premium does, it gives you 50% XP and credits per battle. So it's like having forever 2 times almost. It's not exactly 2 times, but it's more credits and more XP. And having that, it will be a lot easier to get credits and XP. Another thing you could do with gold is exchange it for credits. I've never done this because I think that's a waste of gold. Like, why would you do that when you could just farm for the credits? But some people do, and you cannot convert credits into gold. Like, you can't take 400 credits and turn that into 1 gold. That's not how it works. Another thing you can do is convert experience, which is what premium tanks are for. You've ever wondered, you're like, hey, I have a premium tank and I can't do anything with it because I can't research anything. It just tags XP and I get credits with it. What you can do is purchase gold and convert XP with it, to free XP, which can be used on any tank. I can use that for free XP to get the IS-3. I can use it to get the SU-100's engine. I can use it for anything. That's what free XP is. So, let's go into, I'm just going to use my T2 Lite. That way people can't yell at me for being like, hey, thanks for being a top tier tank and, going AFK. So, now to show you a couple things that happens when you're in game. So, first off, this shows you your allies, and you can check out all their names in the beginning and the tanks and their tier. And you can look at the enemy tanks and tier. And your team is always shown by green. Green is your team, gold is your platoon mate, and red's the enemy. And it's always that way. You're never on red team or green team. For you always see the enemy as red and the allies as green. That's how it works. Up here, you can see the time limit. Excuse me. Right here, the 0 means how many tanks you've killed, how many tanks the enemy has killed. And this shows you what kind of tank it is. A diamond means just a light tank. A diamond with a slash through it means a medium. A upside down triangle means a tank destroyer. And a diamond with 3 slashes through it is a heavy tank. And a couple other things. Well, actually, I already explained that. So, let's look at this Cruiser 2 for a minute. See how he looks normal. He looks how I was showing you when I showed you how your allies look. When I click on this, I see his name. Same with the enemies. Enemies normal, I see their names. What happens when you click on this? It shows everything about them. If I had it so their health was off and their tag was off and everything was off, and I click this, everything would turn on. That's how it works. So, this button is just your joystick. This is your chat that allows you to chat with your friends. And your ping, if your ping's higher, that's bad. If you have high ping, that means you're going to lag. It's good to be in 100 below ping. That's good. But once you get above 100, you're going to start, well, not above 100. Once you get about above 150, you start losing ping. Well, not ping, you start losing frames. This, you click on this, and this allows you to switch your ammo. I can have AP ammo, or I can have APCR, which I don't have loaded. This is your binoculars or the sniping scope. You click on it and it allows you to zoom in on players. And when you focus in on a player, that zooms you in even more. But these guys are too far away for me to focus on. There we go, see? Watch. So I'm looking just like this, but right when I focus on this guy, it zooms in more. And that's how that works. And then these two buttons are just, your fire buttons. Boom. That one works, or that one works. Either one works. And then these right here are where your consumables are. And, consumables do things. This one makes it so anytime you have a crew member injured, then he will be healed. And this one makes it so anytime you need something repaired, it will repair it. And this one just increases your engine power by 30% to make you go faster. I'm going to ram this guy just to show you an example. Dang it. I'll have to ram this guy. Let's see if I can get him to injure me or something. Come on. Dang. Never mind. Well, you get the idea. If you're tracked and you click this, then your track will be repaired. Simple as that. If one of your crew members are injured, you click on that. He will be healed. And if you click on this, it'll make you faster. You'll move faster by 30%. The problem with consumables is when you use a consumable, it consumes credits. Depending on how high of the tier, that's how many credits and the consumable will use. For a high tier, it's 8,400. But for a lower tier, like this guy, it's only 49. So it all depends on the tier, and that's the same with equipment. Different tiers require different costing equipment. This one, 300,000. This one, 300, what? Oh, 600,000, sorry. And this one, 350,000. It's just how it works. Higher tier of the tank, the more the equipment costs, the more consumables cost, the more the ammunition costs. That's how the game works. So sometimes higher tiers aren't always better, because some higher tiers don't get as much money. Tier 10s and Tier 8s, I found, unless they're a tank destroyer that can do a lot of damage, will usually lose credits. And that's why I have a premium tank. That way if I lose credits, I can easily get them back using the KV5. Or, if you have a premium count, you will not most likely lose credits. Unless you totally used like 10 rounds of APCR and lost 48,000 credits for no reason. That's one way you could do it. So, this has just been a how-to World of Tanks. This has been a quick how-to use World of Tanks. I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial or found it helpful. And stay tuned for the next video, which is going to be a review. And if you would like a certain tank I have to be reviewed, or tank I do not have that I can work on getting to be reviewed, post a comment below. See y'all later.